Good evening. I'm Tambria Hargrove, and this is my presentation on ethical practice in mental health and leadership. This is for Module 7, Class EDP820. The date of this presentation is December 22, 2025. Today, for this presentation, I will discuss ethical practice in mental health leadership, focusing on confidentiality, informed consent, clients turning 18 during treatment, and parental notification. These topics are especially important when balancing client safety, legal responsibility, and ethical care. I will also explain which area I feel most confident implementing in practice. Let's begin with the foundation of ethical mental health space and client confidentiality. Client confidentiality is considered a cornerstone of ethical mental health practice. It builds trust and allows clients to speak openly about distress, trauma, and risk. According to the APA Ethics Code, confidentiality must be protected unless disclosure is required to prevent serious harm, such as imminent suicide risk. While confidentiality is essential, it cannot exist without informed consent, which explains its limits. Informed consent ensures clients understand the nature of treatment, risk, benefits, and limits of confidentiality. This process is ongoing, not a one time form. Clients must know when information may be shared for safety reasons, especially in emergencies involving self harm or suicide. These ethical responsibilities become more complex when a client's legal status changes at age 18. When a client turns 18, they legally gain control over their treatment and confidentiality. Ethically, clinicians must prepare clients and families ahead of time for this transition. Discussing changes early supports autonomy while also maintaining continuity of care and trust. Even with the legalhood, adulthood, parental involvement may still be necessary when it comes to certain situations. So, when it comes to parental notification, it may ethically be required when a minor is facing imminent danger, such as active suicidal ideation. While confidentiality matters, safety takes priority. Only necessary information should be shared, which focuses on risk and next steps and not full session details. In the next slide, I will explain which ethical area I feel most confident implementing in my work. So, in this slide, we'll discuss ethical decision making in crisis. And first, I would just start off by speaking on informed consent. So, when it comes to informed consent, it is considered the ethical area I feel most confident implementing. Clear communication reduces misunderstandings, it protects clients, and also prevents ethical violations. In my experience in education and leadership roles, setting expectations early help reduce burnout and emotional distress by just building clarity and trust from the start. So let's briefly connect ethics to leadership and organizational responsibility. So on this slide, I will discuss an ethical area I can implement when it comes to my work. The ethical area I feel most confident implementing is informed consent. And with informed consent, is clear communication that sets expectations early, reduces confusion, risk, and emotional harm. So, in my work across education and leadership spaces, clarity has consistently prevented burnout and ethical conflict. It does that by building trust and accountability from the beginning. When ethical clarity is present, it directly influences the leadership culture and assists with burnout prevention. So, on this slide, we'll discuss ethics, leadership, and burnout. So, ethical leadership reduces moral distress. It builds trust and supports long-term sustainability. For instance, when leaders act transparently, employees typically feel safer and less emotionally burdened. It also Ethical leadership also is responsible for ethical decision making, which also ensures AI and clinical research are used thoughtfully and not reactively, which both can impact people and systems. These leadership practices ultimately shape how care is delivered and protected. In conclusion, ethical practice protects clients and professionals by creating boundaries, clarity, and trust. You will see that when leaders commit to ethical courage, care becomes sustainable rather than reactive. Upholding ethics is not about restriction, but it's about responsibility, having compassion, and ensuring decisions support long term well being for everyone involved. As you will see, the following references supported the ethical framework used throughout this presentation. Thank you so much for tuning into my presentation. As you will see below, these are the sources that have guided my understanding of ethical practice, leadership, and clinical responsibility. The APA ethics codes provided the foundation, while the additional sources listed underneath strengthen my approach to informed consent, burnout prevention, and ethical leadership. Together, these works emphasize that ethical care is both professional and deeply human. Thank you again.